In this video, you're going to learn how to add a segment to your Google Analytics reports. And this is a feature of Google Analytics that can really take your analysis to the next level because it allows you easily to look at a subset of data and compare that to the total data set. So for this example, I've just come into the demographics overview report and we're going to create a very simple segment. We're just going to look at the data from a particular country and compare that to the age and gender of our total data set. So to get started, we just click on Add Segment, and down here you can see that there are already some segments created and all of them are listed out here. For now though, we just want to create a new segment, and we can really see now that this segment is really just some filters that we're going to add in order to create that smaller subset of data. Now right now, because we haven't selected any filters, it's showing 100% of the users. But once we start to add any filters, you're going to see this number drop down. For example, if we just want to look at a segment of our audience of that age group, we can see it automatically filters down to 20% of the audience. Let's come in though and create a segment and just look at all of our visitors from a particular country, and we can select this to be Japan. So now this should update and we can see that our Japanese audience is just 1.72% of the total users over the last 30 days. We can just create this as, or name this segment as Demographics Japan, and click Save. And once this loads up, what we're going to see is a side-by-side comparison. So we have all of our users, 100%, and we have our demographics from Japan, which is just 1.8%. Really what we are doing here, even though it's a very simple example, is just comparing a subset to the total data set. So we can see that on age, they actually look very similar. So the total average age and the age range is split by about 40% between this age bracket, and over here in Japan slightly higher, but only just at 42%. So very interesting to see that even in Japan, compared to the total data set, that the age range is still very consistent with what we're seeing with the larger data set. Now coming down and looking at gender, we can see that it's a little bit different. Male is 68% on our total data set, and here in Japan we're getting a higher percentage of males, 78%. So you can see in this subset of data, it's actually, even though it only represents 1.8% of total visitors, it's actually remarkably similar in this particular example. But it won't be in every case, and that's where the interesting things really start to happen. For example, you could see a traffic source that is contributing way more sales than another traffic source, and that's where segments start to really get interesting. Now in terms of using these segments, you can see that when you click through to any individual report, once it loads up, you'll see that this segment is going to be carried with you into those reports. And even if you go on into other sections of your Google Analytics, you're going to see that the segment is going to be carried through to those reports as well. So if you want to remove these segments at any stage, you can just come in and click on Remove, and that won't appear there any longer. And if you do want to delete or edit your segment, you can just click back into Segments, click into the custom ones that you've created, select the segment, and you can either edit it or go ahead and delete that segment and start again. So that is how you add segments to your Google Analytics reports, and it's an incredibly powerful feature that can take your analysis to the next level. So maybe go ahead into your Google Analytics account and set up a segment and test this feature out for yourself.